it's me first?
Yeah.
Okay, you go. You get the center then? Welcome to the show.
Oh, me. How many have never been to an improv show?
The audience raises hands if it applies. Somebody, oh, a lot. Okay. Then I say, well, this show is based on suggestions from you, the audience.
We might ask, for instance, what's your favorite color?
Red! No, that's wrong. Wait for your cue. And then you, the audience, would respond, blue.
That's great. And if we said, what kind of transportation did you arrive in tonight?
You might say, car,
ferry, shuttle.
And then I say, great. Great.
Can you say that a little bit louder?
Great.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, good. And place, right?
Page two, page two.
That's right. Every scene you see will be made up on the spot from your suggestions.
Right. With absolutely no planning on our part.
It says here, it says, suddenly striking Writers Guild members barge in and disrupt the
Strike! Hang on.
My script ends on page 2.
What's up?
We're on strike. We can't finish your script. I'm sorry.
All right.
We're in the middle of a show.
Well, you know, I can't help you. Just give us support. You know, we're on strike.
Oh, we were.
We won't cross the picket line.
What are we going to do?
What do we do?
Why don't you improvise?
Hey, wait, we got years of training. We can do it.
Well, after all, we are
Flash
family!
Good evening. Welcome to Flash Family. The first thing I would like from you is I want you to think a little bit about an issue that might concern you on a daily basis. Not a big issue, but something that sort of runs through your life. And it might be a relationship issue or a work issue, but something that's kind of broad.
Body odor.
Getting things completed.
Getting things completed, finishing. Thank you.
These are the bills from last month.
Marge, I'm just sweeping up the months before.
Well, we can't do this. I mean, I've got some of these are 3 months old. They're threatening to turn off our lights. The phone's already been disconnected, and here's the second notice on that. They're going to come and tear it out.
Well, just dump them on the floor. I'll put them with these others.
Honey, thank you. Honey, I know we agreed that you would support me through graduate school, but I want to get my doctorate. I really do.
My God, Henry!
It's just a few more years and a couple more $100,000.
I was finally going to quit that job. I was finally going to be able to walk out of that office and away from that boss and say, I quit, you jerk! Guess what, honey? I quit, you jerk!
Okay, Mr. Schmupkin, now, you know, here at Kaiser, because of the drought, we're cutting back, and so the nurses are no longer allowed to give sponge baths. So I have this wet wipe from Kentucky Fried Chicken, this eyedropper. So if you'll just...
The last week it was at least a Q-tip. Look, I have to go to bed sometime this evening.
Well, you know, we can't have you going to bed with this body odor you've been developing because you're sharing a room with 6 other patients and they've all been complaining.
Don't touch the tattoo. Don't touch the tattoo. Just around the tattoo.
Mr. Schmupkin, you're one of my most difficult patients.
I wouldn't be difficult if I had some water here. Look, let me help you.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
No. Start over, dear.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
No. Eyes open. Start again.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L.
What?
M, N, O,
Start again. You know, when they begin the begin. Begin the begin. What's a begin anyway?
I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you. I was getting tired of trying to pry the ice cube tray out of that thing.
It's not that hard, dear. It's not that hard. I left the iron in here.
So, yeah, I'll come in for a little while.
Just a little while.
Okay.
And I don't have anything to drink except I have some water, I think.
Aha, that's okay. I have a can of margaritas. Just shake it right up and it's a party in the hallway.
One of the things that I love to do on weekends in San Francisco is go up the street to the park in my neighborhood. It's called Lafayette Park. And I live in a pretty good neighborhood. However, one of the things that's also special about San Francisco is we have unusual people everywhere in the city. So what I thought I would do is take you up to my local park and give you a chance to experience some of the kinds of things that happen when I go for just a relaxing afternoon. So for this, I need a suggestion of something that is always the last thing that you stuff into your medicine cabinet.
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush, okay, great. And the other thing is, what is not tax deductible?
Your IRA.
Your IRA. All right, so we have toothbrush and IRA. So come on up to Lafayette Park with me. Great.
I love nature. I really do. I just love to come out here and be a part of the whole cosmic miasma, you know? And, whoops, the leaf blew on me. Oh, boy, I can see you're a fan of good dental hygiene. You know, I never go anywhere without floss and a good Benson and Hedges toothbrush.
Are you all right?
Yes. Now, one time I went out camping and I got a piece of beef jerky stuck in my tooth. And I had to spend 3 weeks in the Ozarks with beef jerky in my tooth. That was the last time I ever went anywhere without a toothbrush. It was right up here. You can actually see where it abscessed. It's fascinating to watch the procedure that they went through.
Can you remember my name? My Uncle Ira Kent. No, he doesn't remember anybody in the family anymore.
Did you love him a lot?
Go ahead, just stick your finger in the hole.
No, my nails are dirty, I'm sure.
You're sure your nails are dirty?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What have you been up to?
You know, that's very perceptive. Is the pain I feel for me? For him? I don't really know. Oh, another question.
Uh-oh, I feel a floss coming on. You want to share one?
I floss.
Try. Imagine you can't remember anything. Well, that's tough.
Oh, it's stuck. Can you pull on it, please? I hate it when that happens. Just hang on.
See, I'm dependent on you for everything.
Me?
And I can't remember how to feed myself.
You know, you're the first woman that's ever been able to do that for me. I really feel I must get to know you better. My name is Nedley.
I mean, he used to stand in front of audiences and project and teach and remember. he doesn't anymore.
I'm in prophylaxis. What do you do?
A deadly disease has racked his body. Well, maybe not racked, but it's certainly taken the vital parts.
Every 6 months, twice a year. Do you do it? Huh? Look, just call that number. I'll make an appointment for you.
6 months ago, he was a man, vital, important, educated, knowledgeable, my uncle.
As a matter of fact, I can do a probe right now.
Now he's just flesh and he sits there like us.
Come on.
Who are you?
Look!
What is that?
Oh, that's an overbite. Oh. Wonderful. For me, I want to thank the members of the Academy who were so useful in my climb to the bottom. How y'all doing? I don't believe that. We're fine. Get it over with. Come on. We have a rebate program tonight at Flash Family. I don't know if you know about that, so there'll be more details about that later, but it's the first improv group that I know of that gives rebates. Those are the Siamese twins from Arizona. What we'd like to do now, now that I've stalled long enough, is give you an opportunity to hear something from an oral tradition. In spite of what I just did in that previous scene, I want to talk about oral traditions because we have computers, we've got MTV, we've got books on tape, we've got everything in the world, but we don't have storytelling anymore. Right? Where people getting down and just spinning yarns with each other and using your imagination instead of batteries. And I think it's about time that we got into the spirit of storytelling. So as a group, Flash Family is going to tell you a story, and it will be with the aid of a conductor. And your part in this, because we want you to watch us carefully, is to see if we make any unnecessary errors. Not that any are necessary, but sometimes we like to throw them in just for fun. And one of those errors is an unnecessary repetition of a word.
I'm sorry, what was that?
An unnecessary, I repeat, unnecessary repetition of a word, which was not unnecessary. That was a necessary repetition. But if we get like, he went to the store, that was a pretty unnecessary repetition. An overly long pause, that's known as tilt. I'm sure you've all experienced that sometime during the week. And an error in grammar. If it doesn't sound like English, it probably isn't. So, if any of those three errors appear, then you know what to do, right? You have that sacred word of banishment, the zap. So let's practice our zap. Ready? And zap! Okay. Boy, were you all in drum corps together or something? Got a great sense of rhythm. So, that's the word that you pronounce when you hear an error. And if it happens and one or two people zap, I want you to stand behind each other. This is democracy. So, let's have that zap, and the offending member will be banished off the stage for the rest of the story. So, I understand that, do you? Okay. So, can we have our storytellers, please? And to conduct us, Sue Walden.
To review your part, what you're listening for is an overly long pause, and that may come when I'm conducting between people, where somebody goes and doesn't come up with something. Unnecessary repetition of word, error in grammar. That's your part. Right? Now, for the title for their story, what is a dangerous object that people don't normally use to hurt somebody?
Sock.
Like a sock, okay? Okay. And yeah, and very dangerous. And could I have a style of literature?
Mystery.
Gothic mystery. Okay, got that? Gothic mystery, a sock.
The roar of thunder was deafening outside of Jennifer's window. She stole her way to the store, going through
town after town, looking for that one little market that was open during a thunderstorm. She knocked.
Bang, bang, bang! The thunder cracked. It was a dark
and stormy night. Jennifer's breasts were heaving against the tight bodice of her garnet gown. She listened. She heard
footsteps approaching the door, a creak of the key in the lock, and a
sudden stillness that filled the air around her. Was it only her mind playing games with her, or was there
a sense of foreboding across the moor?
She heard. All of a sudden, the door started
to creak open, and behind the oaken
door was
the silence that she feared. The emptiness wrung out and enlarged
in itself until it grew even more
large and more ominous. She looked
and looked,
and there in the back, in the darkest corner, furthest
from her eyes, was a little old man. The little old man
wasn't wearing
any spectacles, but he was wearing a set of red tights. He came to the
top of his knees, leaving the bottoms of his legs and toes bare, and the hair on them was dense and thick
and hairy. He shuffled
slowly toward her, one
step at a time. He dragged
behind him an animal, half alive, half
sleeping. The animal was a rather large
sock puppet. It looked
like I'm shedding
tuba. Shedding. Shedding or jetting?
Shedding.
Shedding. Oh, of course I got that. Okay. It looked like a shedding
Shetland pony. Yes, it was large, and yet
it was small in comparison to the small man. He was strong, however.
And this rather
large, small sock puppet
that he dragged behind him was one that
she had
grown attached to quite quickly.
When a child, she had played with
it in her nursery room while her nurse had cooed over her.
How had he become the
possessor of this neo-Dadaist puppet?
How could he now
return it to her?
Suddenly, without warning, like this, she stopped to ponder. The man
looked up at her, crinkling his
little brow. He drew
from his pocket a birth certificate which had her name on it and his name also.
So he began to speak in
strange tongues, but she heard
lyrical tones that were familiar from a time long, long ago. She began
to waken memories long, long ago,
which had been sleeping
in her mushy brain. She hadn't been given much
attention lately, and she really
didn't know
what to do, what
to feel.
At this moment, her hand
unconsciously reached for the puppet
and took it to her heaving breast. And
no, stay out there.
And
she touched his
hand and longed to
reach for
his That's kind of like
reach. That stole Christmas.
And longed to
hold him close to her heaving bosom in her garnet gown in the tight bodice. The little man
could see in her
eyes a reflection
of himself.
It was a tiny reflection, only about as big as her eyes.
But he was a tiny man, so it fit
right there. He held up
one hand,
clutching the puppet, the bedraggled
puppet, and began to say to her in a tone that only
she could understand.
Mini Kribnik not Niknusnik he said, and it was clear to her what he meant. His meaning were words that rang of her childhood. I am your brother. Your brother. Your brother. Yes, she remembered those old days back at the castle, deep inside of their bedroom, where they used to play puppets all day and all night. Each of them had their own puppet, but she especially liked the big bald one, the one that looked like it was shedding so much. This puppet, however, had been keeping her young all these years. It was the pup that she had in the back of her. All that for an et?
Give him a real zap. And our winner. Scott's prize for winning is to finish this wonderful Gothic mystery uninterrupted.
I get to make mistakes now. Jennifer and her heaving breasts and the tight bodice of her garnet gown with the little man reflected in her eyes as he clutched the large, small, neo-Dadaist sock puppet that was shedding and looked like a Shetland pony, realized that her long-lost brother had returned the puppet to her, and he was so much older. When she thought about it, she realized that this was the puppet of Dorian Gray. The puppet had been aging for centuries. She remembered that day that she set fire to his puppet. That's why he was now a little weazened, or wizened if you watch NBC, old man. He was giving her puppet back to her, her youth, her beauty, the dying act of her long-lost brother. She thought, I was a real bitch back then. And she stroked his head and tore the puppet in half and gave the back end to him. And suddenly, he became young. The lines were erased from his face. And together, they held hands and walked into the near distance behind the closed door where the large, brooding silence had been getting larger and larger since early in the story when the key creaked in the lock. The thunderstorm was over, and they walked off to find that little 7-Eleven that was open somewhere in the land of make-believe. Thank you.
Storytelling is alive and well. What we need now is a suggestion of a relationship between two men. Brothers-in-law. Okay, brothers-in-law. And what might be something that they would have difficulty discussing?
Property.
Property. Okay, so we have brother-in-laws and property. Thank you.
It doesn't make any difference. That's still the way it is.
You gotta understand, she's my sister. I didn't sleep with her at all. I didn't sleep with her at all. I wouldn't know those kind of habits. After all, I think there are certain things that are kind of personal and that you should keep to yourself. Asking me those kind of questions. What do I know about her body? I mean, come on, is that fair?
You guys grew up together. I mean, you know, if I hadn't had to skip the wedding night, you know, last week and cancel the honeymoon to go down to Durango to take care of the problem with the sixplex, then, you know, I wouldn't be asking this and it would all be a moot point.
I told you not to buy it, okay? Didn't I say it was too close to the railroad tracks that no one would want to live there? Did you listen to me? Huh? Do I own property, right? Am I getting rich from mine? But no, not a word, right? Huh?
Well, I still think I still think
I could have wrenched it off, okay.
I still think the least you could have done was give me the benefit of the doubt.
I wanted a G.
A who?
A G. I think that would have been a better choice, okay? But no, it's all right. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey, this just happens to be the model that you recommended to me to put in every kitchen in the sixplex, pal. And my tenants are wondering why they didn't get an energy credit because their electric bills are $342 a month.
Well, let's get back. Okay, now look, the mole thing. What's one little hair? Okay, pluck it sometime when she's asleep.
Did she like that?
Is it a matter of what she likes? If it's gone, what's she gonna do? Grow back?
It's just that. Okay, well, she told me that you guys used to, play doctor a little bit. And well, when we got married, I was I'll admit I was a I was not a man of the world. I was So that's why I asked you if you knew anything about what she liked.
Well, I've heard stories. Mind you, I don't know personally. But there have been, rumors about peanut butter.
Now, I just
If you
can't.
combine it, look at it this way: smear it on the right places, then chew, and you could take care of two problems at once.
I don't know. I've read about that stuff, but. But I just never really paid much attention to those letters in Penthouse.
I remember one real well.
And what about that consulting fee you charged me for the sixplex by the railroad tracks?
Hey, if you'd listened, it would have been well worth it. It would have paid off by now, okay? Here I am. I'm giving you more free advice, and I'm not going to send a bill. It's just between you, me, and her.
That's good because I'm not going to pay the bill.
But I say get rid of it.
This drip pan fills up in about 2 hours.
I mean, it has always bothered me the way it comes out in cans.
Sorry. I guess I don't need to empty it now. But, look, let's just have a couple of beers. You think I should pluck that mole hair, huh?
That was physical. Don't let this happen to you. All right. Earlier on during our story, you heard the term dark and stormy night. And strangely enough, that's what our next piece is about, because we have one of the official Dark and Stormy Night books. For those of you who don't know what Dark and Stormy Night is, basically there's a contest every year to write the worst opening paragraph to a novel. And based on the idea that the worst opening paragraph was Dark and Stormy Night. And people have taken this to extremes. So what we've done here is gotten the book, and we'd like to ask you to pick a page number between 7 and 130, and we will base our next scene on one of these things on the page.
42.
42 I heard clearest. Thank you. You asked for it. Stanislaus Smedley. You got this? Stanislaus Smedley, a man always on the cutting edge of narcissism, was about to give his body and soul to a back alley sex change surgeon to become the woman he loved. I can add no more.
It must be exactly like the photograph.
I think I can do it.
How reassuring, the thinking part. It must be perfect, of course. Each and every cell must tingle with excitement. As I do now.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Well, oh, as I see myself in that pool, I do wonder. Despite the cigarette butts.
I must tell you something. The minute you walked in this office, I fell in love with you. If you were a woman, we couldn't get married.
Well, of course you fell in love with me. What else would you have done?
You're right.
Of course I'm right. That's my way. That's why when I make a decision, it's done, it's made, and complete. Do you think I should?
I don't know. I don't think I could love this woman, but I can love this man. This man who my hands should not touch. There is such perfection there. I won't do it. I won't. You may go down other back alleys.
Think of the size 3 dresses I have at home. Hanging there, full of despair and empty of me. How will I explain it to them? And how will I justify returning them? Do you know what I have spent?
Freeze! 6 weeks later, after Stanislaus Smedley has found a back alley sex change artist who will perform the operation.
You did it! You did it! I must admit, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. But I can't love you. I can't. Tell me this.
What's he staring at?
Did he change more than your face?
You're all the same. Each and every one of you wants something from me.
Tell me, Smedley, did he change more than your face?
Of course he did.
Oh, shit!
In various parts of your life, at work and at home and out with friends, there's usually a pecking order. There's someone who's on top and some people in the middle and some on the bottom. And we're going to do a scene now that explores that a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is have 4 people come out into the audience and get a number from you, either 1, 2, or 3. Please whisper it so the other players can't hear it. And let's do that first.
1 being...
1 being the strongest, 3 being the weakest.
and 2 being in between.
Yes.
Everybody have a number.
Okay, would everybody close their eyes and And starting with Sue, would you hold up a finger to show everybody what number you are? Okay, Scott? Okay, Keith? Okay, Doug? All right. What I need from you now is
Can we look now?
yes, you may look now. Is a place where these four friends might be together. Some kind of an event.
Laundromat.
Locker room.
They're at the laundromat, I heard first. Thank you.
Agnes, I saved you a seat here.
Thanks, Bill.
Am I too close? I can move over if you want.
That's okay.
Here's the change you wanted me to get, Agnes. It's all there. You can count it.
I want to thank you for driving today, Dennis. It's really nice of you. Since my car is broken and you're my best friend, this is so nice to have somebody you can count on.
Philip, I owed you 75 cents, so there, that's back.
I was just proud to be asked.
Here.
Speaking of 75 cents, don't you owe me 50 cents from the spin cycle last week?
Yeah. Here's $1, interest.
I mean, it's not often you get invited out. At least I don't often.
You're making fun of me, Dennis. You're making fun of me. I don't get asked out either. Shit.
Phil, Dennis, come on.
I'm sorry, but just because he's a little bit older, he just picks on me.
You see they have the new People magazine.
Go ahead. I'll read after you.
Well, listen, if you guys aren't going to read it, I could read it while I'm doing my whites.
Oh, you want it?
Your letter was in my mailbox. They got the apartment number wrong again.
If you want, I'll do the crossword puzzle for you.
You can do crossword puzzles?
Okay, but
Can I watch?
only to make up for the one I did for you last week.
Okay.
Let me read it right here. Wait, You can just do it while I'm reading it.
You did this perfectly. You got the right temperature with the right color clothes. Great.
I still hear the sound of the ripping paper.
You know, when you tied me up last night, that was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry. You spoke to me. What did you want?
It's no big deal. I thought that if I were going to do the crossword puzzle, I could do it with a pen. But
I saw one. It was underneath the third washer. Let me get it for you.
I kind of thought rather than you leaving me the remote control to the TV and then going out for a hamburger that we'd do something else.
I'm worried about Dennis. He's either looking for a pen or having an epileptic fit. I'm not sure which.
He did that
An old
last week.
sock too?
Philip,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were asking.
I can't even find a pen
Well,
for you.
I said, tie me up, I like women who are in control, and I think you heard tie me up and give me the remote control.
That's what I heard.
Here's a sock. It'll go around one wrist.
Thanks. Do you want this sock?
There's another one.
This one's empty.
If you'd maybe hit me with that sock, it would kind of be a start.
Okay, let's let the players find out who was who. Let's have the 1s and 2s and 3s. No 1s! We usually get dueling 1s. Thank you.
I would like a suggestion for a location where you find a couple of people amongst a crowd in high activity, something very active.
A Roman gladiator arena.
A Roman gladiator arena. Did we get that? No, I guess we didn't get that. Checking.
Is it day or night?
That's right. We had it last week, but it was day.
Daylight savings time.
No, I'm sure we haven't done that for a week or two. Is that with water or without? Just lying. Yes. Right. Okay. Oh, hissing. Okay, and let me think here. Just for the hell of it, what season of the year is it?
Winter.
It's winter at the Coliseum.
There's nothing like slipping into a frozen leather cuirass, and yes, and a short sword lined with frost. The lady and the elders were right. Whoa! Oh, war is no business for men of my ilk. Or women of your ilk either. That is.
But Cressius, you said we could win our freedom. You said this was the way to assert ourselves.
Yes, Saffronia, but if we lose all our fingers and toes to frostbite, there'll be nothing left to lose to the lions. Besides, you're not even a Christian.
Cressius, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. I'm doing this for the love of battle.
I think you're doing it for the love of strapping yourself into a cold breastplate at 6 a.m. You always did like that. I think that's why our marriage went down the aqueduct.
Cressius, you speak so foolishly sometimes.
I have many patrons in town that send me luxurious gifts, narcotics, and sweets after every match I win. In fact, I think I'm going to go back to my cell and warm my hands over some burning sandalwood.
And if I catch you with any other women, gifts or not, remember how sharp my blade is. My love.
No sharper than your tongue, Saffronia.
Oh, Euphonia. It is I, Ludicrous. I remember paying 16,000 sesterces for you, and you repay me like this by becoming a Christian? You snake?
I'm not a Christian. I'm here to kill.
Oh, I pulled a groin muscle.
Laugh by yourself, Chris.
It's hard to wear a dress under a toga. Now.
Help me, please! Oh, kind sir, kind gladiator! Please, they're going to feed me to the lions, and it's so cold, and I don't like cats!
You're new around here, aren't you?
Yes, they took me from Babylon, and I was the daughter of the king, and they don't know, they think I am some poor Christian wench, but no, I have money, I have gold, I have love.
First things first. Since you are about to face the Grim Reaper,
Thank you.
and I, who own and manage this school, at least the franchise in Capua, I think that I can help you.
Oh, I wish you would. I wish you would.
Yes. Now, what you must do is follow me through the gates, and whatever I do, do it.
Whatever you do it. By the way, my name is Diaphanous.
As diaphanous, I am ludicrous.
Oh
Excuse me.
no! Do you have another one of those cloaks? It is very cold in this little leather dress.
If you survive the day, I will dress you in ermine and stuff.
Oh, ludicrous! If I survive the day, you will be the queen's consort of my kingdom in Babylon.
No shit.
Let's see. What I need from you is the last line of a scene. Any line.
He smoked a cigarette.
Say that again.
And he lit a cigarette.
And he lit a cigarette. Give me a place that you never want to go again.
Mars.
Mars, thank you. Must have been terrible the first time.
All of rocks.
Daytime or nighttime?
Which century? Okay, we have Mars. Let's see. And let me have a relationship between a man and a woman.
Purely sexual. Purely sexual.
Purely sexual. Okay, we have Mars, purely sexual. And what the last thing I need from you now is the first line of a scene that needs to be totally unrelated to this last line. So what would be the first line of a scene?
The dahlias were blooming.
The dahlias were blooming. Thank you.
You were right, the dahlias were blooming.
I knew it. I miss home so badly. By the way, the rheostat's down 2 degrees.
Yeah, but you got my pressure up 6 millibars.
You know, when I think of who they could have assigned me up here with, I mean, my imagination just goes, blah. Ooh, do that some more. Ooh, you need help?
Yeah, you can undo my waist gasket. Yeah, the way you learned how in basic training.
Maybe we should unbutton these first. Ready?
Okay. Oh, I hate those wheat patrols in the soup.
By the way, the airbed's been repaired. And the free fall room is all functioning again. How's that? Make you want to kick your little foot?
Nothing like foreplay with an X, Y, and Z axis. You, would help me off with my desert sand gators?
Thought you'd never ask.
Just apply that laser opening tool. Hey, you know, To think I almost didn't forgive you for sleazing around with that planetologist when I was taking photos of the big monkey face on the other side of the planet last week.
I was getting bored, darling. I thought that our time together needed some new stimulus, some new input, some new ideas. It wasn't nearly as good as you, though.
Well,
He had terrible breath, and when I finished with him, he was so cliche. He lit a cigarette. All right, now we're going to give Dan a little flexing. This is Dan Reich, our orchestra. Going to stretch the players in this next piece as well as the musicians. So, could I have a activity that takes at least 2 people in order to do it successfully?
Therapy session.
Iguana what?
Catching.
Iguana catching. That's right, it does. All right, so here's our scene on iguana catching. Thank you.
I feel ridiculous. I'm not going to attract any at all this way.
Oh, just keep doing it. I know they'll come out.
I'm sorry.
Freeze! All right? This is our basic scene. Now we're going to play with it a little bit. But before we do that, I think we should give them a chance to get it really set in their minds. After all, we always improvise. We do something, we usually throw it away right away. So they've got to remember this. Would you please replay this scene, just the way you just did it?
I feel ridiculous, guys. I'm not going to attract any like this.
Oh, just keep doing it. I'm sure you will.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
Freeze! Okay, that was a replay of the first one. Just to check for details now, let's have them do it in slow motion. Okay? Slow motion, Dan? Theater to do this in.
Greek tragedy.
Like Greek tragedy. Okay, thank you. Greek tragedy. They love it.
my soul it weep for. 'Tis not the attraction that they seek, nor shall it work.
Oh, Izopho, keep thou'st head about thee. Do not stop. It will work. It will.
Oh, this woeful day I have struck my brother!
A style entirely different from that.
Vaudeville
Horror!
opera.
Horror, I heard first. Thank you. Say that.
I feel foolish. Mighty fellows, I will attract none like this.
If keep doing this, I'm sure you will.
I'm sorry your brother Izzy was one of the undead.
Freeze! All right, and another style. Vaudeville! Yes!
I feel so ridiculous. I'll never attract any. I'll never attract any. Not a chance. Not a chance. They'll never come this way.
Keep doing it. I'm sure you will. You will.
Izzy, slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch.
Freeze and cut!
Thank you, ladies. Please remove your hats. Is that your baby crying? That ends our first half. Please feel free to take a stroll. There are watering holes available for personal needs. There's juice, wine, and other things. Popcorn in the lobby. Help yourselves. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes.
Different from its non-poisonous cousin.
Well, I don't think I'm too big to be a jockey.
Hi.
A revolution in Spain! Lady Matadors!
Yes, And you can see how the more vibrant colors bring out the more professional aspects of your personality. Now, I think this should only be worn.
To assure you eat light on those summer picnics, take a small ground cloth and eat only that which you can put on it.
Yes, Scheherazade, you are the most beautiful woman. Holy moly.
Oh, you got me, Blackbird. Okay, you move it through here. Come on, come on. Yeah, you, come on.
Now to make things really interesting. Both together. And that pack of cards has turned into...
He said it couldn't be done.
All right, honey, I'll pay for that wax job.
And out of the calm waters of the Pacific.
Italian cinema. Okay, now, all right. Now, as long as you don't have to talk, I think we can get you in for the senior citizens prize.
So, mein friend, I suppose before we execute you, you would like your last smoke. Why did we do this to ourselves? One of these days we're just gonna drop dead on the stage. What is that?
Japanese paintbrush.
That's what you say. Yeah, okay. All right. Those of you who know much of anything know that we spend the rest of the evening exploring a larger topic through a series of scenes. We did something like that earlier in the evening where we had the thing about completion. And this is what we call a piece called Life. And life is an exploration of a theme, looking at it many different ways. We're going to spend quite a bit of time with this suggestion. Things we've had in the past have been, last week, for instance, we had sex. Imagine that. We also had
All together.
marriage, politics, trust, what else? Justice, all that kind of stuff. So we're looking for broad topics.
Ownership.
Therapy.
Ownership, I heard.
Money.
Is that from the woman who talked about completion? Okay. Ownership. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go away now and we're gonna do ownership.
I think this is a great place. I think we should live here. It's perfect.
Okay.
I love the view out the windows.
Oh, yes, I was just looking at the way the plaster's falling off the ceiling.
Never
though.
mind that. Come over here and look at the way the drapes work.
Did you see how it exposes the rotting wood up here? Oh,
You
don't-
can fix that, can't you, dear?
Well, of course. Oh, that buzz, though. Listen to the buzz.
Well,
Oh, I'd say that was a surging 148 probably running through there at, oh, God, that's
here
terrible.
comes the realtor. Here
Oh,
comes the realtor.
okay.
We can bring all that up. Maybe we can get them to bring down the price.
Oh, I don't know, honey. It looks horrible in here. Oh, hi.
So you kids beat me here to the little dream home with picked out.
Yeah, that brings up our first question.
My husband and I wondered if...
There's more than just this one room. It's a nice room.
Marge Stankowski.
Well...
How come they all know you?
Williamson. This is my husband.
Well, hi, you lucky stiff. You got yourself a real prize there. Marge was the belle of the prom back in '66.
You never told me that.
Honey, what do you care about old stuff like that? That was years ago, dear. It has nothing to do with you.
Then it has nothing to do with him either.
Right, right. Bruce, there's some things about this that are not the way that you said.
Well, I did tell you this was a handyman's dream.
Yeah, when you said flow through ventilation, I thought you meant the windows.
Of course they'd lower the price. I mean, my honey's a terrific handyman.
Well, you know, there is a process called sweat equity, whereby you estimate the cost of the repairs to bring the house up to code, and we talk to the seller about reduction of points and closing costs in that amount.
How long did you have to go to school to learn how to do that?
Well, actually, I own my own real estate training school now, Marge.
Do you?
You know, if I recall, you were always pretty good at word problems.
Yes, yes,
You helped me study for that final.
right. That was an all-nighter, as I recall. We were up studying all night, dear. My honey's kind of a jealous type.
She still make those great apple fritters for breakfast.
What is something you wish you owned but you don't?
Kibble and bits.
Kibble and bits. Thank you. Good evening, all you Sovietophiles. I'm so glad you could come to hear one of the most popular Russian poets tonight. And I would like you to welcome Borzoi Minsk. For those of you who are hearing impaired, we have Fred Mutt, who will be translating in American Sign Language. Fred. The title of tonight's poem is Kibble and Bits, and I will be translating for Mr. Minsk. Mr. Minsk. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Я вас так люблю шлозность. Чинецкую хобла шлоз, рабохнама стиль, ностер, халич рабрабда шлозда.
The snow fell against my windows, tip-tapping on the panes. I don't own the snow.
Чинецкая хромна, что трожи склей блахи мозды. Хамоска, кабушка, шлемез.
The cold wind blew the branches of the willow tree on the banks of the Volga. I do not own the wind.
Немецкий хромец, немецкий хромец, ты флажер, брось из них, крахамайста. Дохамайшразы,
My wife got promoted in the party, and she joined the Russian organization for women. I
I do not own my wife.
Koziecne proszły słaba stojak, co ślisy noski. Ty chłopi żyć najszkrają z robrochać. Polski szlejk na chłopać to jest to. Frondera ham bloślista. Ka blośti.
I own my dog.
Niemieckie chlebleś do chlebać. No jaka brosi na myślości. Weź klindaś.
I love my dog. I can beat him. I can love him. I can throw him out in the snow. It is hailing now. I do not own the hail.
Nie brosi Niechaj brosi na krawa. Nie dystrosi na barci szlaber się jak nie ciachaj brachy do ciach brachy. Słonry brachlaj na barchaj za Palestina. Jesi. Oj.
It is hailing now on the dog I own. The hail comes down like kibbles and bits. I do not own the hail.
Ty się nie brosi z kibbles
But if I wait in line for 16 hours tomorrow, I can own some kibbles and bits.
Hello. Yes, this is Maury's Rent-A-Food Emporium. Sure. Wait a minute. Sure. So you want to rent some kishkas for a bar mitzvah? Okay. Yeah. There's a deposit. All right. Well, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Boss, we just got the wedding cake back and they licked the icing. What are we going to do now? It's got to go out in another hour. What am I going to do, re-ice it?
Hey, Gewalt, I bet it was a Goyim wedding.
I told you, you don't rent to Swenson's, Anderson's, none of those people, okay?
Well, you told me it was a Catholic wedding. They'd have mustacholi and kegs of beer. They wouldn't want the cake.
Okay, it's my fault, but they licked up one side and down the other. It's right through the little roses. What am I going to do?
Well, all right, I tell you what we do. Send out the one in the shape of the battleship. We cut this one into a star. We use it for the bar mitzvah I just took for next Tuesday.
Ah, what an idea! Good.
Oh, before I'm dead. Hello. Yes, this is Saul's Food Rental. No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. No. I'm not leasing any ice sculptures until October. No, I'm sorry. No, thank you. No.
Well, hello, studio audience. Give yourselves a hand for being so here. We are so excited tonight. Controversial ensues. We have a married couple on the show tonight, and we're going to discuss one of the biggies between people who are splitting up. This couple, their marriage is on the rocks. We looked for just weeks to find them. Usually people with their marriage on the rocks don't want to talk to us. Here they are. Would you welcome Brian and Edgar? Yes.
Can't smoke in here either.
Now, your relationship is on the rocks. And you're here to talk to us about the splitting up of the property. how one couple is doing it.
Especially when I own it all.
Oh, isn't this exciting?
And whose American Express card paid for it?
Oh, who's? Yours? Oh,
Who picked it out?
oh,
I did. And it all matches. It's mine.
Who
I
paid
keep
for the
it.
delivery then? We were originally going to split it up by period piece. Now, I got everything that was Louis XIV's, and he got everything that was postmodernist, and we were going to split the 50s revival and the deco right down the middle.
oh, now that's an original way to do it. Isn't that wonderful? Have you ever heard of that? Give them a tasteful, tasteful.
All of the Escher posters.
I got Patek Philippe watches then.
I'm not hearing of it.
Oh,
all there is to
negotiate.
Well, thank God we just rented the sculpture from the museum.
Well, now, Tim, I know that you have one very large piece of furniture that you bought together. How are you going to handle that one?
Bunk beds. We're going to have it cut in half and made into bunk beds.
There you go again. That is such a brutish way to approach this. That is so stupid. The canopy will look horrible. It'll snap. How are you going to deal with that, huh?
Well, obviously the one on the bottom isn't going to need a canopy.
He has a point. Well, that's taken care of. Oh, good. Now, what about the piano?
Well, neither of us can play, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Well, you could have taken the lessons I bought. I paid for them. But no.
Well, after 3 years of hearing you tell me when I tried to sing in the shower that I was tone deaf, I didn't think there was any reason to take piano lessons.
If you didn't try to play with your tongue, you wouldn't equate the two.
wait. See, I can help here. Wait, I can help. Now. You bought the piano lessons. He didn't use them, therefore they're still yours. Why don't you keep the piano and the lessons, and you can learn how to play the
Well,
piano.
if he plays the piano the way he dances...
Oh, tacky. How about that? Did I help? Now, talk. You told us you would talk. Don't just sit and sulk. It's not good TV.
So just what are the lovely parting gifts?
Well, let me get our very own Carol Merrill out here to tell us what those parting gifts are.
Well, I want the earrings.
We have here a beautiful oak armoire.
And Domino, tell us what else we have.
A 6-year membership in a health
I'll
club.
take Domino.
3 years each.
The armoire is yours.
It's all here.
But seriously, folks, ownership has its ups and downs. I'd like you to tell me something that you own and something that is a downside that maybe you didn't expect. Let's get personal here.
An old car.
An old car, what's the downside?
It doesn't run.
It doesn't run. Imagine that.
Well, I came home one dark day to see my husband outside, and what did he say? He said, I got it, honey. I got an old car. It won't take us very far, but it sure looks good. I think you like it. I think you should.
I said this mohawk is the finest in the land. It's American made, it's a Chrysler product too. And if you don't like it, well, you know what you can do. I said I take my metric and I throw them away. All my wrenches are made in the USA. I got inches, not millimeters. I don't give a shit. I just slap it on and I play with it.
Well, I said to him, I think you should go. I don't want a car, we got enough. He said, on this very day. My car, my Ford, my Ford, my Ford.
Well, as stands, you know, for fix a repair daily. I wouldn't give that Ford to my worst enemy, and I don't know what to say if she don't like my moped, but all I can do is drive it more.
He used words like cherry. He said it's very, very fine. I like it. It's got sideboards. It's got a seat in the back. We can put your mother in there. No sweat.
Well, I settled it down and it got my bondo. I thought about her and in the condo she was sitting in the chair, doing her hair, wrapping up her nails, throwing shit everywhere. I got out the plastic and I put it in the hardener. I put it on the chair. She couldn't move nowhere.
No way.
Well, I sanded her down and I sprayed her with some primer. She looked so fine. She looked even finer. I put it on a top coat and buffed it real keen. I got out some wax in my buffing machine, and now her nails go all the way up to her chin. She sits in the chair, and that's no dear.
I'm a car.
She got nice woodwork and jacks in the
But
back.
I'm a car.
Power stack.
I'm a car.
One of these days, a supercharger. Right in the front.
Drive me, honey.
Seek not to own more than thy would want to possess. For in ownership is a belonging of you to it and it to you. Seek only in the skies for that which you may not hold but is yours. And as the wind blows, all things run.
Eddie, I just want you to know that when I pass on, the gun collection is yours. You can have the old trash compactor when I go. It's all yours, all this aluminum siding. You can do whatever you want. Just remember, be happy. It'll make you happy. Just
That which you may possess and hold bears the weight of a whole lifetime, and in it the knowledge.
This is yours. I'm going to leave you my very favorite ring. When you get married, you can give it to the girl that you love, and you'll always remember your old grandmother.
All things come and go and pass through.
Okay, got your mail here, Mr. Johnson. We got the Sharper Image Catalog, Eddie Bauer, LL Bean, Forrest Jones, Wilderness Outfitters, Sears, J.C. Penney.
Seek not to hold all that would be yours in your arms at one time.
What's something that you don't have, but you want it so much, you would break almost every one of your own ethics to get it? What was that? Somebody in the back's honest.
$10 million.
$10 million! Thank you.
Damn kids and their proms. Stuff all over the floor. What is this? Who knows? Ew.
Rosalie, We got a ton of bedpans over here. I know that you're supposed to be working in the hall, but Louis didn't show up, so we need somebody to work with the bedpans. All right? You'll get lunch. Don't worry, you'll get lunch.
I can't clean up every part of this building. I mean, you got me down here in the rec room, and now you want me to do...
Listen, dear, we're dealing with life and death upstairs. I don't care if you have dust kitties down here. This is a hospital, woman.
I don't care either. I was told to come down here. Would you guys upstairs make up your mind? I'll do whatever you want. Just tell me. Don't confuse me.
I'm just saying, get to work on the bedpans as soon as you can, because, there comes a time when we just can't do any more without them. All right? You gonna be all right down here by yourself?
I'm fine. I'll have this cleaned up in 10 more, and then I'll be upstairs.
All right, because we got a surgery coming out in about every 15 minutes for the next hour, so you better be ready.
10 minutes, I'll be there. They need to hire somebody younger and faster.
Wait, not on this lady. This is the wrong fantasy. She won't understand it. This is not hers. This belongs down on 14B.
Give it to me anyway. Give it to me anyway. I'll try.
This is not your fantasy.
I want it.
This belongs to a little old lady.
I want it. Too late.
It's too late.
It's mine. You have won $10 million, Rosalind Briggs. Give it to her.
It's a little old lady down in the next room.
No, get out of here. Designer fashions are yours. Look at your dress.
That woman will be dead of cancer soon. She doesn't need a fantasy.
You're going to style your hair. Oh, style my hair.
The keys to your very own Mercedes 260. It's your last chance. She's coughing her last breath.
He doesn't need this. You have just been made a brain surgeon.
A full-length ermine coat, and we didn't have to kill any animals to make it.
Here's your marriage certificate. You are married to the president of Bolivia.
The scepter.
It's mine. It's all mine. Finally. I'm finally happy. I'm happy. I think I'm happy. Am I happy? What does this feel like?
Listen. Oh, no. Ew, that's not even sterilized. That old lady down the hall, she's complaining about the noise. Can you have the band turned down at least? If you're going to have a prom in a hospital, I think you should at least respect some noise levels here. Get back to work. We got bedpans here.
What's something you have no desire to own whatsoever?
Merkin.
I'm sorry, again, please?
A merkin.
A merkin. Okay, no, let me try this again, just a second. What's something you have no desire to own at all? A merkin. What is a merkin, please?
Keith, it's your suggestion. I think you should own it.
I will, I promise, I think. What is a merkin?
It's like a codpiece.
Thank you.
I knew that.
Well, I have to own it.
There, my lovely. We shall be out soon. Yes. We shall be after the rabbits and the doves. And perhaps you'll catch us a nice weasel for dinner. Yes, calm down. If only my liege would come back. Oh, you are company indeed. I love you very much. But... Oh, could it be? Oh, Sir Roland. I thought you were my liege. Oh, it's all right.
Nay, my lady. I bring sad tidings.
What is it?
I am bid to read this writ which hath been writ.
Oh, dost thou have to?
I'm afraid so.
Wouldst that I couldn't hear it? Oh, Jess, what will he say?
In the year of our Lord, 1652, while battling the Saracen infidels, it is our sad duty to inform you that your liege lord has fallen in service to his king and his country.
Oh, but did he get up?
We also regret to inform you that he didn't get up.
I know. What can this mean?
I bear 2 items from your liege lord. When he fell in the mire on the plains of Galilee, he entrusted me with 2 very precious items.
Liege, take these items with you, because I fear that I shall never see my lovely maiden again.
The seal and signet of the castle.
Take the seal of the castle with you, that she might always be known as the one who belongs here and rules.
And the key to your chastity belt.
And this key, for I would not ever live without love again, having known her love.
There was one other thing, milady.
And liege, I give this to you. Something that is private and unknown to my public.
It is Merkin.
Please, wear this with the pride that I have worn it. And let all see how you stand tall.
What shall I do? What shall I do? And the key.
And lastly, liege, if she cries and weeps in sorrow, comfort her, and let her know my love lives on in that which I have left behind.
You know, his love will live on. Will live on in Miss Merkin. Yes, Sir Roland.
He also told me. Yes, here it is. In the event that I fall and do not get up again,
I fear that I shall never get up again.
and you carry the key, the seal, and the merkin back to my lady fair,
If you should take these items truly to my lady fair,
I do hereby instruct you
I hereby instruct you
to make her your wife, take her to bed, live together as man and woman have since the day of Adam.
let her know I shall always love her.
I'm afraid it says so right here.
It doesn't sound like my liege.
That's exactly what he said. It's written right here.
But Sir Roland, I barely know you.
Make her your wife, take her to bed, live together in the ways of man and woman have since the days of Adam. Right here. Right after, if I don't get up again.
Well, you're about the same size.
Okay, Brenda, but I'm not leaving for a 3-week trip without doing some final preparations here. Did you turn off all the burners on the stove?
Of course I did.
All right, okay. I set the VCR. And got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights at 6:30 to 9 on Channel 7, and then 7:15 to to Thursday? That can't be right.
7:15 every Thursday.
Every Thursday, right, for 3 weeks.
Right.
And we got the 160 tape on slow speed. We should be set here. How about the automatic bird feeder? Did you get that?
It's all set up.
Okay,
It's all set up. It'll
How
go
about the
on.
burglar alarm? Ooh.
No, I didn't
I'll set it for stun.
And the yard's all set and booby trapped.
Okay, the yard's all set. And did you get the irrigation system on the timer?
It's all on the timer,
Check
right?
that plug though, it's a faulty plug. Last time we had dead rutabagas when we got home.
It's fine, it's fine. Listen, I'm concerned about the electricity we're going to be wasting though. So I turned off the water bed.
Okay, but if moss grows on it, that you clean it up.
All right, that happened last time.
Exactly. And also,
It cost more to fix it than we saved.
You know, I think I first realized the emptiness of our lives that day that we were going away. We had so many things. They got in the way of what we were to each other.
and the parents are over at the Horowitzes, right?
That's right, and the dog is down the street at the Smithers.
And you fucked your pillow off so it looks like we're sleeping in the bed?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
When I was no longer able to count and list and itemize and put a value on what we owned, I wonder why I even tried.
I know there's something missing.
Well, I'm going down the checklist. I'm going down the checklist that you made. The cat door is fixed.
The papers. Somebody's got to collect the papers.
I arranged that.
We had gotten everything we wanted. We were consumers with a capital C. But our love had gotten buried.
I could hear my father's voice and his father's voice as they put the dishes back in the cupboard or the children's toys in a box.
I'm really looking forward to this trip for us to just be out at that little beach house and not do anything. It's going to be so nice to kind of get reacquainted.
Mm-hmm. The negative ion generator.
He loved his
and the white noise machine.
More than he loved me. And so I had to leave. I left with my clothes. Do you know that Gandhi owned a pair of glasses?
And you know, I remember that weekend too. As their therapist, I realized their relationship was founded on material possessions, so when they were away, I stole everything they had. She left him, and we've been together ever since.
I have a surprise for you. I'm not bringing anything in my suitcase except a bikini and a towel. And that was Flash Family's look at ownership. Thank you very much. For our final piece of this evening, what I'd like you to do is to give me an object that would fit in the palm of my hand.
Teacup.
A what?
Teacup.
A teacup. Thank you very much. Tell them about the teacup blues.
Well, I got a teapot. It's as gray as can be.
He does. I've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
coming at 4 o'clock, and that's not
That's some serious
what am I
stuff.
gonna do? It's 2 kings and a prince and a contessa. What am I gonna serve him? I got the teacup.
Oh, sad story.
I wanna tell you I'm a high-class snooty bitch. That's right, don't mess with me. I get so angry I will throw things, I'll toss them, and I'll pitch. Anything in sight, stand back. And the way you know I'm high-class is I'll throw my teapot, my teacup, and my silver service right at you.
Well, I love my little teapot. You know she's short and stout. You know she got a great little handle and she's got a mighty fine little spout. When I tip my teapot over, all that sweet round tea pours out. She pours it into my teacup, baby. I want to twist and shout. I love my teacup, mama, and my teapot, baby, fills me up. Oh yeah.
Thank you for coming tonight. You played your parts perfectly. You're so welcome.
Check the script.
Yes. We'd like to thank some of the people that made very big contributions to the show in different ways, not the least of which was our overfuhrer, our house manager, Mr. Ed Buckley. And on lights, a member of our troupe, the electrifying Norman Lovey. And of course, the man who's been tinkling in the background